First of all, Paul, how long have you people been here?
Oh, we've been here since our mind.
Were you born in this house?
I was born in this house.
And were your parents here before you?
They were.
And what about you, Martha? Were you born here?
Yes, I was born here.
And you've done all your cooking all these years on the big pot, on the crane.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done them?
Oh, but they're wee gas.
Yeah. And you never bothered having the electricity?
Never had electricity.
Mm-hmm. What's your first memory of this place?
Oh, I suppose starting school.
Yeah.
Oh no, and I know going over to Rosie Cullen's over there.
Yes.
When I was about 3 years old.
Uh-huh. And do you remember going to, which school did you go to?
The Cross School.
You walked across the fields to it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a pity, it stopped in the 60s, didn't it? It closed down in the 60s.
Pardon?
The Cross School closed in the 60s,
Yes.
1960s.
68, I think.
68, aye. I can remember it when I first came. So tell me about cooking on this sort of fire here. What all can you cook?
Nearly everything on except baked bread on
How do you bake the bread?
the griddle.
But how do you place it? Do you hang the griddle down?
You hang the griddle on for that pot.
Do you have the griddle there?
Oh, what?
Where could you show it to us?
Oh, what?
Bring it in first, Paul. How did you put that on? How did you hang it on? I see you've been baking with it recently.
Oh, what?
Were you baking today?
No, baked yesterday.
You still the flour on it. And that never gets too hot, does it?
Oh, you like it up if it's hot.
Right. What did you call the different parts of the chain? Is that, what was the hook called?
That's a crook.
A crook. What all would you have done on it? Soda farls?
Soda farls.
And you do potato bread?
Yes.
You made your own potatoes and mixed them with flour?
Mixed fudge.
Fudge, that's what you call it. Uh-huh. So you're really self-supporting here. You've got your own, you dig your own peat. Do you ever grow corn, oats?
Oh, we used to grow plenty.
Yeah.
There were years with 8 acres of it.
And you...
But it's good 20 years back.
Did you cut it by scythe or did you...
Whilst it was cut by the scythe, if it was wet weather and if it was dry weather, it was cut by the horses.
Right.
And the reaper.
And you bound it, sticked it? What were the stages?
You sticked it, and then maybe you hutted it, and then you staked it.
Uh-huh. I've grown corn myself.
Uh-huh.
So, was there ever a salt box here? You know some of these houses had a wee box on the side of the fireplace for salt.
That's right.
Was there never one here?
They were not there. I think one never decided at the town me at a time, but the time this was a thatched house, and it was res.
Yes.
And the time they res it, they built these up.
Right. So was this in your time then? It was thatched. Do you remember?
No, it was just about. I was about 3 years old when this house was res.
Yes. And
it was thatched before that.
The stone, I suppose that'll be one of those tawdry stones in the floor.
I don't think it. I think it's just a black stone that stone's the same all round.
Yes.
You know, it's what way you turn it. It would just be sitting the same as it is there.
It's just square.
The bottom side it's level like that, and that side's level. You could turn it on because it was turned at the time.
Right. The idea of that was always to keep the heat in the house, wasn't it? The stone held the heat.
Oh, and for by that, you see, when you were working with fire in the house, the stone was a great thing for the ashes going down in there.
Right.
If there were coals went down in there, well, the stone was better than if it was against cement.
Right. Uh-huh. Now, you see the bed there? Did you ever have a settle bed?
No, I never mind.
No, I never mind that settle bed.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Oh, you're plenty of them about.
Yes. Uh-huh. Now, what about all your crockery there? Did that belong to your parents, Martha?
No, there was somewhat bought like in late years, but it was supposed to be here before Mommy died.
You got your old bowls. Have you any of your school books?
Oh,
No.
I don't think there are many of them for the thing I never was celibate.
Yeah.
There could be some of them about right now.
And you have the oil lamps at night, or do you have the tilly in here? What
Tally.
tilly? Where do you keep it?
I just hang it there, man.
Oh, just for your.
And when it sits just here, it's on.
Right. Do you remember the big snow of '47 up here?
Oh,
Too well.
Uh-huh. What was it like?
well, it was that way that you wouldn't have seen houses or anything for. Because when the days.
Were your parents alive then?
That was the year my father died,
Yes.
in '47.
Uh-huh. And did Dr. McMaster's father attend you people at that time?
Well, it was Dr. McMaster's sire.
Yeah, at that time, yes.
Like, that's the doctor that died last, not the.
That's right.
old man.
That's right. Yes. Uh-huh. Well, would you people have gone down to the dispensary at Murfields
Oh, why?
at that time?
Uh,
Down at Flex.
Eh?
Down at Flex, Jimmy Flex place.
Flex, aye.
That's right.
Aye, they had a room there,
That's right.
and that's it. They.
That's right. I remember it. Who were the characters up round this part of the world? Who are the people that you remember?
Oh, they're nearly the ones that was there when I was a lump and running to school on that road down there. There are hardly any of them there now. They're all strangers.
Yes.
There were Wally Wilson, Johnny Gow, Wally McIlwain, James Miller, Robert Service, and Hugh Anders. Them was all out along that road.
And they're all dead now, aren't they?
They're all away.
Yes. You remember is it John Wilson? Remember the old boy used to live down in the middle houses? He was 90 something. Am I right, John? Wasn't it Wilson? He and Robert Hoey used to walk away to Kells. Do you remember him?
That would be Wilson at the head of Scots, and what's they call him?
No, well, they lived down in those wee houses down off the road there at Murfields at the end. His daughter was Maggie McKay. No?
I can't say it in a minute. No, Robert Howe.
What was it, Wilson, the head of Scots?
Eh?
No, no, I'm talking about Robert Hoey of the shop. Do you remember? He was he was in the 90s.
Aye, Robert Howe the shop.
Where did you get your groceries? Did vans always come to you, or did you go to Ballymena?
Oh well, we used to, when we're dealing and getting the feed and stuff in Ballymena, the groceries mostly come out where.
Yes.
And then there were a shop down there on the line side that was basically just across to the right after you go down onto the line there.
Yes.
The second house, that was a shop, and we got them there.
Yes.
On it.
What? Have you always had a radio?
Oh no, that radio was.
That's very modern.
I suppose it's the most of 30 years since that radio.
Yeah.
Oh, what answer?
But we had one before that.
Oh, you had,
Oh,
right.
another, well, like we batteries, wet batteries.
Yeah.
That was there like before Mommy died.
Mm-hmm.
She
Was?
died in '63.
Right. So you see yourselves spending the rest of your days here?
Oh, well, you wouldn't know.
Uh-huh. And you're still trying to farm? You don't let it all, no?
No, I'll keep it in a chicken cows.
Aye.
But I suppose if somebody gets done or they'd have to sell them out.
Yeah, but sure, you're not done. You're only 80. What age are you, Martha?
77.
77, aye. Well, were you musical? Did any of you play any musical instruments?
No.
No. There was music.
Yeah. Well, you know, if I tell you, you're the last people to have this type of fire in the braid that I know of, anyway.
I wouldn't say. They are another household and there's nobody living on it.
You were telling me a connection to the McKillans, isn't that right? A connection of the McKillans.
Oh, the McKillans lived over us, but we're not only.
But I thought you said the house. Who did it belong to? Spence's, or? Who did the house belong to? The house that has this crane.
Oh, it belongs to Spence.
Yes, that's right.
George Spence.
It was McKillen that was in it, you see, and John Spence bought that.
Oh, I see. Is that John Spence that's down at Cackerty?
That's him.
Oh, I was talking to him today.
Well, he's a cousin of
Is
ours.
he? What did you do about? Did you ever keep horses?
We did. Whiles had 5 of them in the winter.
What did you use them for? Ploughing and.
Ploughing them. But then there were young ones maybe run about that wasn't allowed for.
Right. Did you never keep a dog?
A dog?
Dog, aye.
Oh, we too.
Yeah. I never see them around.
They're closed down for. I see an old sheep lying down there.
I see a dead one down there.
And I don't want them to go the length of it.
Aye, that's fair enough.
Up to the fire.
Oh, there's not much fire on now, but.
What do you think of people who are bringing all these things in as ornaments nowadays? Here you people are still using these things. And other people are putting them into their garden as ornaments. You've seen them.
Oh, why? That's right.
Do you not find that a bit strange?
Aye, well, you'd think it odd, but I suppose them people, they're further forth, you see, and they're making antique out of the things, of course, when the years.
Do you think they're more advanced then, are they?
Well, I would think they think they are.
I'd hardly think so. I think you people could show everybody a thing or two. See, when there's a power strike and all the electricity goes off, you are the people who can look after yourselves.
Oh, aye, that's right.
The rest of us can't. So you don't miss the electricity or the television?
Oh, no, you don't miss it.
Have you seen television? Have you seen television?
Oh, what?
What did you think of it?
I don't think very much of it.
You're maybe right.
I wasn't able.
Where have you travelled in Ireland?
Oh, they haven't travelled very far. I've been round the shore and down the glens, and it's been in Belfast.
Yeah.
It was maybe an Island McGee at time.
Were you ever down in Dublin?
No.
Did you ever travel on the railway to Larne that went through Moorfields?
No.
You never did?
I never travelled on. I might not.
Yes.
I might not running there.
Yeah.
Martha there went on it.
Oh,
till I
went
money.
on pretty tight.
Yeah. I thought it was mainly goods trains went on it. But you say...
No, there were passenger trains.
Yeah.
There
And
was
where...
one 45 to 8 in the morning, there were one then it went at 11.
Yeah. And where did you get on? At Moorfields?
Murford Station
At
there.
the station, right. You had to walk about 2 miles down there, didn't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Never 2 miles down.
What other changes do you remember?
Oh, there've been plenty of changes you forgot.
Yeah.
I heard them saying that there were one time that there were a heap of them went for this direction down the length of the Larne line to see the first motor going down.
Yes.
So there are a good many changes since that.
How many generations of Esslers have lived here?
Well, I couldn't say. My father lived here and my grandfather lived here.
Right.
But before that, I couldn't say.
Yes.
But it used to be like there were maybe 4 or 5 families of Esslers all lived round the cross here.
Right.
Like they had been all brothers and had different places all around.
Right, yeah.
Left that.
I remember going to some of the other Esslers up there, and remember there was two farms with two lanes that went side by side the whole way in. Do you remember?
That was Harry's and Willie Jones and Jones. Jones.
Instead of having one lane, the two lanes side by side.
Oh, no.
Do you remember that?
No, but there were a lane there as you went into Charlie Laddie's. If you come in off the road below the cross school, there were a lane there when you come in of that. There were two lanes.
That's the one I mean.
And there were one went into Walters and the other went into Charlie Laddie's.
That's right, I remember that.
Only it was, it went into Tom Tolly's at one time.
Right,
you know.
aye.
That's where the two lanes was.
That's right. Well, I hope to bring my son up here sometime, you know. I hope you'll be around then if he comes back to the practice here.
Uh-huh.
He's a medical student now.
Oh, was he?
He would be the fourth generation.
Uh-huh.
You would remember the old Dr. James, didn't you?
Oh, do you?
I mean, not the young one, the old one.
Ah.
Do you remember?
I remember the old man.
Do you remember him coming here on horse and trap?
Well, I never mind him coming here. Like, I mind him going down for him. That my mother wasn't well, but it was the young one come.
Oh, say right. Aye.
Like he had a boat at that time.
That's right.
But there were a man used to drive the old one about.
That's right, Tom Logan.
Tom Logan. I knew there were a man drive the old man.
That's right. Well, you've done very well all these years, and you've never needed any doctors. What's the secret of that?
I don't know. It's just I think if you're bad, you wait on to see if you'll get better.
Yeah. Where was the field that you made the hay?
Oh, that's where we were making hay the time that you were here away about 5 years.
That's right. What did you call that system that you made the hay?
Hey?
How did you call it?
Oh, cold and rocking.
Cold and rocking. And first of all, there's a lapse, isn't that right?
That's right. Well, that's I'd say their laps are cold.
Right.
They're all warm.
And
then you put it on the rips.
Right.
It was on to, it was on to the weather. If you got good weather, you could just erupt it off the ground.
Right.
Or a building.
Yeah.
They're an odd year, you just can't cut it down and bale it.
That's right. How many cattle have you got here now?
I 12 second cows.
Yes.
They're 10 cows.
You've quite a lot. Any sheep?
No sheep.
There's the peat. Did you dig all that peat yourself?
Oh, there's some of that. Not this year. There was some of it on the shade.
That's some load. That.
On the shade. That was an old 2-horse reaper.
Yes. Oh, I remember those going. In fact, there's still one or two around. What is that, a ransom? What was it called?
It was a Pierce that.
Pierce, right.
There's some of them ransom.
Right.
There's some of them ransoms.
That's some effort cutting all that peat. And then you brought it in the tractor, did you?
Oh, what?
What's the tractor? What makes it?
She's a Dexter.
Oh, aye. Is that on TVO?
No, she's in diesel.
Diesel, right.
She's in diesel. Well, then there's another reaper up round the shade here. If you're wanting to.
Just to see the old machinery here, because there's your ploughs, your drill plough and your grubber. You're a very lively man for your age.
Hey?
You're a very lively man.
Oh, hey.
You're 80, aren't you?
Okay, I'm in the 80th year. I'm 80 in March.
Yeah.
I kind of pains in my knee.
I see this hay's baled.
There's another
Reaper
there. That's a tractor reaper. And that's a centipede.
Oh, that's your modern machinery now.
That's an old. flute.
Oh, aye. Right, what have you got over here? What sort of thing's that?
Eh?
What sort of thing's that?
That was a kicker. And that article that's sitting in front, it's a turner.
Was it a double kicker?
Eh?
Was that a double kicker?
No. That's a turner. That puts the hay into the roots.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm with you. Yes.
It's just sitting in front of that
Aye.
other side.
Now, this is the old potato kicker here.
That's
and,
now the fruit digger.
and what sort of plough is that one?
That's that plough there. That's a tractor plough.
Yeah.
She runs on a wheel. You see, you're too far.
Oh, right.
And
Right.
running on a wheel.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you have your own water here, don't you?
Eh?
You have your own water. You have your own well.
Oh, what?
Uh-huh.
Well, hey, we have pump. I sunk a pump up there, and it runs down into a milk house.
Oh, that's
Like when we used to work at the creamery, you see,
yeah.
had to have.